In this Show Me How, we'll go over how to submit and review charges and add diagnosis codes. There are a few ways you can enter charges in the mobile application. The first is by searching for a patient. Simply search for the patient using the advanced search bar at the top of your screen and tap on their name to go into their chart. Or you can use the schedule to find the patient you want to add a charge to. I'll select Anna Wells. Once you're on the patient chart, you can tap charges to review any charges that you have submitted in the last 7 days. I go in here and I can see the review. And I can review if I've had any modifiers added. To add a charge, tap on New Charge and you'll be directed to pick from your quick picks or search a new charge using the IMO database. My quick picks will be below, or I can search. I'll type in a 99213, an office visit. From here I've added it, so I can either edit it and add any modifiers if I want to, or suppress billing. And if I need to delete a charge, I simply swipe over from the right and I can delete. Once I've got my charges added, I'll hit done. From here, I can add an image or a comment. To add an image, I can take a new photo from my camera, or I can select something from my content to be added, as well as add a comment. From here, I can type my message in. If I want to add that, I'm not going to add the comment. Please note that if you add an image or comment, this job will be sent directly to Cloud Portal, where your billing staff will need to pull that information into the HR to finalize. If you don't add these, the charges will be sent directly back into NextGen if you have it set up properly. From here, select the Next button at the top and you can add your diagnosis codes. Any diagnosis that has been added for this encounter will show up here and you can add a new one. If I want to delete a diagnosis, I simply swipe over from the right and hit delete. To add a diagnosis, tap on Add Diagnosis, and from here, I can see previous patient diagnosis. And if I scroll down, I can see commonly used diagnosis, or I can search for one. So we'll look for left knee pain. I'll select the code I want. I'll get a brief description of the diagnosis and I can add that. The diagnosis is now added. From here, I can review, delete, or I can submit when I'm ready. When I submit, you can see that that charge has now been added and available for review. One more way of adding charges to a patient that isn't in your database is done from the hub. If I tap on charges, I get a list of the charges I've entered in the last 7 days. I can also select new patient at the top right of the screen. Selecting this makes me put in a patient first name and last name by default. You can also enter MRN or date of birth if you know those. Once I have those added, I can select the date of encounter and change the location. I'll select main office and hit create. From here, you'll go through the same process as before to add any charges, images, comments, and diagnosis. One thing to note that any charges entered for a new patient that isn't in your database is that they will not deliver back to the EHR, and your billing staff will need to log into Cloud Portal to pull those charges back into the EHR. This concludes the Show Me How on charges and diagnosis capture in NextGen Mobile.